Hi everyone, this is Eliot and welcome back in an actor's head. Today's episode is The Mind Part 2. Let's go deeper into this intense subject and find some interesting discoveries that could help us deal with this superpower we all have. The mind is a tool, no more than a tool. It works like an engine and we are the fuel as well as the engine. If we put too much fuel, it goes crazy and overcharged and becomes uncontrollable. Unfortunately, we rarely learn when we are young that we can have control over this, which itself has control over everything. Our body, our behaviors, our actions, our thoughts. But if we don't become aware of this control ability we have over this crazy machine, it goes on by itself with no driver in the cockpit. It's like if the mind is able to manifest wonderful things from the most complicated mathematic equations.
This equation works for planetary orbits that never shift. But here, constant shift in Mercury's orbit due to the constant gravitational pull of the sun should.
To the greatest pieces of art. But only if someone or something is there to lead it. If we don't order a destination and actively walk toward it, the mind gets influenced by anything that comes around and very quickly unfocused and starts to walk toward the wrong path or stay stuck right where it lies. Now, what can we do with all that stuff? Living in a society where there is not much awareness yet on this subject. That the main topic we need to study, to understand, to be familiar with is the functioning of this. Because this is the thing that prevents us from becoming the best version of ourselves, as well as the thing that allows us to become this best version of ourselves in any field we want. So first thing we should start to do in life is strive to understand how this bloody hell of a thing works. At least try to. There's a lot of content out there. Books, documentary, interviews, films, where people who went into this study themselves share their experiences. For me, it was very helpful and changed me so much and continue to change me every single day. Here are some examples that I came across.
The mind's a medieval motherfucker. It's constantly fighting against you. It's the only thing in the history of the fucking world that shows up on time every time. It has the tactical advantage over you. It knows your fears. It knows your insecurities. It knows everything about you. It might be the only thing in that world that knows all about you. You gotta know about it. It's gonna show up when you don't wanna show up. It's gonna show up at the worst time possible when you wanna be successful. It's gonna say, take the easy road. Take the easy way out. You gotta learn your brain like your brain has learned you.
And that's just real. At the center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. So you're going to stop yourself from getting what you dream. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
The hormones of stress push the genetic buttons that create disease. If you can turn on the stress response just by thought alone, your thoughts could make you sick. And if your thoughts can make you sick, is it possible that your thoughts can make you well? So the repetition of thinking and feeling and feeling and thinking caused me to feel guilt, and I don't even know it's guilt, it just feels like me. It's just, I'm used to the same chemical continuity. Now, anytime you decide to change and change anything about yourself, get ready, because it's going to feel uncomfortable.
It's going to hurt.
You're going to leave the known.
Yeah.
You're going to leave the familiar, and you're going to step into the unknown.
Even if the familiar is uncomfortable and painful,
Right.
it's still going to be painful leaving the pain.
Right, because some people are super happy being unhappy.
Right.
So then they would rather cling to their suffering than take a chance in possibilities. So then they said, I'm willing to be uncomfortable and be in the unknown. And it turns out that's the perfect place to create from. So when the body is conditioned to become the mind, then to change is to be greater than the body.
Carol S. Dweck, PhD, discovered a simple but groundbreaking idea, the power of mindset. In this brilliant book, she shows how success in school, work, sports, the arts, and almost every area of human endeavor can be dramatically influenced by how we think about our talents and abilities. People with a fixed mindset, those who believe that abilities are fixed, are less likely to flourish than those with a growth mindset, those who believe that abilities can be developed. I'll put some links below as well. Of course, there's much more. If you know anything on your side, do share it in the comment section. Please, I'd love to know about them. In my case, till I started to study and dive more deeply into the art of acting, I've never even come across the fact that my mind was a tool I could shape and use it as a way to create my life. And it's only very recently, by reading those books, listening to interviews from experienced people, that I became more aware of the potential of growth on this level and opened up my belief system on what could possibly be done with my mind through work, which would effectively have a huge impact on any other part of my life. Now it is like a game, and the rule is how much control I can have over my mind. So like a muscle, I try every single day to challenge my capacities in any of my doings. The one that shows most physical evidence of this mind stuff in my life is my daily workout, because I have this inner desire of growing in this particular field, getting better at it, work toward a constant evolution. And this make me experience this mind battle very intensely.
You should stop. Why would you do this? It has no sense. You could be comfortable on your sofa, having a great time.
Against.
If it's not now, it's never. You chose to get here. You want to build a certain body. You chose this experience for many reasons. You can get over the pain to acquire what you want.
What makes the real difference is if the reasons why I want it are deeply true to who I am and are very, very strongly rooted in my inner self. The mind constantly tries to flee away from the pain, from those uncomfortable experiences. But no growth can happen till we overcome the discomfort zone area. Example, if this morning you did 9 pull-ups, tomorrow you'll have to get to 9, but find somehow the strength to just start the 10th one by asking your body eyes into eyes to do it. Of course, that is only a very, very simple daily workout. Already hard, yes, but simple. So imagine the work of this Iron Man guy. One of the best, James Lawrence, did 50 Ironmans in 50 days. One a day. I put right here what is an Ironman if you don't know it. I can't even imagine the amount of conversations this man had with himself. This is pure mastering of the mind. that every single person can acquire through hard work and dedication.
I remember laying on the side of the road on day 30 just in tears, and I was just like, it's just 20 more days. Figure out how to be perfect a minute at a time, and let go of everything. It's okay to be selfish for the next 20 days, because if you're not, the last decade was a complete waste, and you're gonna have to restart over. And that now, how much more sacrifice is gonna be, right?
Oh my gosh.
And so it's like you start to put moments into perspective, and that moment of me laying on the side of the road was probably 8 minutes, right? It was an 8-minute intense conversation with myself where I was just like, it's like you hear when you die, everything is gonna like flash through, and you're gonna see your whole life. In those 8 minutes, everything that we'd done and sacrificed at that point kind of like rushed through, and I had to make a decision. What am I gonna do? And what does it look like in the next 20 days, and how do we conceptualize and make that like breakthrough to get to that next point?
This daily war happening is entirely part of the human condition, a constant human state. It is the one that dictates who we are and who we become, and so in a way, the degree of happiness. Therefore, we must dive into it, not being afraid, and constantly confront ourselves to this fight. If we don't do that, the fight will happen anyway, and there is a very small chance for the outcome to be what you wanted in the first place. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope it will help to connect a bit more with your super creative mind power. If you enjoyed, give a like, a comment, but most of all, subscribe. Do subscribe. And hit that bell on the side. Don't forget that. Oh, and share it as well. We never know. Life is great, and we have to be grateful. Next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m, episode 6. See ya.